Okay, so first of all, hello everyone, this is Castle Raptorial, and this video is going to be for all of you among my viewers and followers and newcomers who were keeping an eye or ear on the Brett Kavanaugh case that just concluded this past weekend. About time. Lasted about a month. I was going to make videos throughout the whole process. I had a lot to write down and a lot of other projects to work on. I'm once again sorry I'm behind, but eventually I did make the decision that I wanted to see how this played out, if it played out soon, once I heard that there was going to be a hopefully final hearing this past Saturday, and thank God there was, because the whole thing was an attempt by the left, through the most disgusting means possible, to stop the candidate for Supreme Court nominated by President Trump, who is a hero. He and President Trump and his family are heroes for going through all they have to try and save the American economy and the country. And I was wondering if Trump nominated Brett Kavanaugh because he knew something about him, knew something about his personality, his character, his resilience. It would not surprise me. I just don't know how much research President Trump does. He certainly has a lot on his hands. He has taken a lot of slings and arrows and crap for the bravery that he has shown. And as has Brett Kavanaugh, he was amazing in his steadfast commitment to his innocence. And he was declared innocent, and it was incredible, awesome, when President Trump finally came out and declared he's innocent. Because he was. Right from the very beginning, there was no evidence to support that he did this, that he did what he was accused of. This sexual assault, this rape, we've got to stop this rape culture hysteria and crying rape at everyone who we don't like or don't want to get into office. It is destroying gender relations. It is the culprit behind the degradation of gender relations, not misogyny. It is this slander. It is this belief and spreading of the belief in rape culture when the United States of America is a country with one of the most rape shaming cultures in the world. You want to know where actual rape cultures exist? Muslim countries, African countries, Central American countries. I don't know if they're as bad as Africa, but it's pretty prominent there. Which is one of the reasons that we don't want a huge amount of them coming unvetted into the United States. There are very legitimate reasons for that. And so if you're planning to vote Republican or vote conservative, it is entirely possible to vote conservatively without aligning or identifying or aligning with the Republican Party itself, because I do wish they would have shown a little more bravery and speed in wrapping this up. But in lasting as long as it did, this Brett Kavanaugh accusation, which was completely false accusation, and Christine Blasey Ford should, probably won't, but should be spending the rest of her life in jail for this. But because the hearings, because the lead up to the hearings lasted as long and were as publicly broadcasted as they were, there were some very interesting revelations and lessons from all of this that really need to be discussed. So, even though I haven't been making videos throughout it all, I've been taking notes. I have been scripting a presentation for that I will post as a series of YouTube videos. I'm going to try to start making my videos about 10 minutes long each, because some of them have been very long in the past, and I know that it's hard to stay interested when they last much past a half hour or an hour if you're not already very interested in the subject. So, in some ways, I can't believe I even have to make a video on this. I can't believe some of the things that need to be re-explained in our culture. You know, this morning I was watching Steven Crowder's uploaded video at this Texas Christian University. Surprising that things got so heated at a Christian university, unless that's just the name they use and they're not that Christian. Wouldn't surprise me. I don't know the university, but where so in his videos, Steven Crowder, I think he's genius, and he's got an immense amount of courage for doing what he does. He goes to these locations, some of them universities, some of them just on the street, sets up a recording table, has a folder of definitions that he can use by his side, and he has a table with a sheet that says what he's talking about. In this case, it was rape culture is a myth. Either prove me wrong or change my mind, is what he says. And that's inviting anyone who wants to come out to have a discussion and to argue their point, and if they really do believe that he's wrong, to explain why. And this is how discussions on very serious matters, a lot of political matters, a lot of social matters, have to be done, have to be executed. They have to be taught through using logic, using reason, evidence, and consistency. It is very important that we have clear and consistent definitions for things, especially very serious matters, such as sexual assault and rape. And the two are not the same thing. They are distinct. And again, one of the primary culprits of the massive erosion of healthy gender relations is the extreme blurring of these definitions. I'm serious. And the concept, the foundation that the West came up with long ago of innocent until proven guilty really needs to not be reversed. We cannot have guilty until proven innocent. That will never work. Also, if you're interested, I would suggest one of Stefan Molyneux's many videos. It was one of his call-in shows, one of his recorded call-in shows, where is titled Stefan Molyneux Chats with a Woman Who Hates MGTOW, and it's with this young woman who's talking about why, exactly this issue, why relations between men and women are at an all-time low. And another one of the primary villains in this are many of these false accusations of sexual misconduct and of rape, which, just like this one, often have no real evidence to go forward with, but that go forward anyway because of the completely disproportionate anti-male society and the courts. In Western cultures, we do have anti-male cultures. We have male victims of relationship abuse, of assault, and of rape. They are the ones that often go unreported because the men are afraid, not just afraid, but shown over and over again that there's very little, if anything, if any, sympathy for male victims. And, one of the reasons there was sympathy for Kavanaugh is that his speech, his 45-minute speech, which is amazing, detailing what this accusation out of nowhere and could bring no evidence forward. The lead up to the hearings and the hearings took almost a month long, whereas they should have been dealt with, then shut down pretty quietly. The backfiring that making it so public did, the backfiring for the leftists is that it gained sympathy for Kavanaugh. People saw who he really was, this amazingly strong family man, great father, great husband. I do hope, and I think it will, this experience strengthen his resolve and his compassion as not only a Supreme Court justice, but as a defender of freedom. So, until my next video, welcome to the Supreme Court of the United States, Justice Brett Kavanaugh, and your steadfast stand against evil.